The Club for Boys. For decades, we've been providing a safe, caring, and fun environment for boys ages 6 to 17. At the club, they find caring adults, help with homework, nutritious meals, and a variety of activities that teach sportsmanship, teamwork, honesty, and hard work while building self-esteem and self-confidence. Many of these boys would have no place to go but an empty home or the street, where the lessons could be far different. Here they find friendships, supportive adults with time to lend a listening ear, and a sense of belonging that often gives them the foundation they need today so they can fulfill their potential tomorrow.
I'm glad that Boys Club was here for me when I was a kid, because it kept me out of a lot of things that I would have been, doing that weren't right.
And I just like that feeling of a homey feeling, your family, and that's how I view it still to this day.
I like the Boys Club because it's basically a fun place. You can come if you have homework, you can do homework in the library, and it's just fun.
I'd be sitting home watching TV all day if we didn't have Boys Club. There's a lot of games, there's like pool, and then there's also stuff you could do with your hands, like if you do handiwork, there's a shop. It's really cool.
The first Boys Club that was built as a Boys Club was built in 1965 down on 6th and St. Louis Street, and there was a huge line from day one of kids wanting to come to the club. We moved into this building in 1976, and then of course we've been operating as a club all those years.
We talk about who we serve here at the club. We do truly serve every boy from 6 to 17. And according to their needs. And that's what we want to continue doing.
It gives me something to do after school, and it keeps me out of trouble. It helps me with my schoolwork, and like when I have homework, or it keeps me away from doing drugs and alcohol and stuff.
It keeps me away from trouble because there's always stuff to do.
Obviously, conditions in our society has changed, but the basic needs, the needs for affection, belongingness, recognition, independence, security, and discipline, those things have not changed.
Well, basically, we need additional funding in 5 specific areas. We need additional funding to expand our services to kids. That'd be adding new programming, increasing our transportation programming, adding programming on Saturdays. Those are all things that are really going to increase the quality of services we can provide to boys. But right now, we just don't have the money to do that. The second area is to strengthen our individual services. That'd include things like adding some case management so that we can identify boys that are really in need and provide them the services they need by linking them up with existing agency now. We need to have staff that are available to identify those families and see to it that they get linked up with service providers in the community. The third thing we need to do is address the well-being and the healthcare needs of our boys so that we can bring in a dentist, for instance, and see to it that our kids get regular dental exams, or maybe refer families out to the dentist or the doctor to make sure that our healthcare needs of our kids are being met. The fourth area we need is a life skills services, especially for our older kids. A lot of them don't have that support system in place, a caring adult in their lives to help them learn how to balance a checkbook or write a resume or find that first job. We can do that, but we just don't have the staff to do that right now. And finally, we need to fortify our existing services. We know we provide a lot of great services down here. We're seeing an increasing number of kids every year here at the Club for Boys, and that trend's just going to continue into the future. If we don't get some help and get some additional funding, we're not going to be able to keep pace with that.
I mean, Rapid City's going to grow and grow and grow and grow and grow, and we have to grow with them, especially with the need for a place like this.
I think that it's important people support this endowment campaign and the Boys Club for the future of Rapid City. This is the workforce of tomorrow that we're talking about. These are the leaders of tomorrow, and if they don't have an opportunity to grow up and become young men and responsible young men, then who can we look to?
I ran into a gal the other day. She was a counselor at Wavy. And of course, families would come in and they're running from an abusive home situation, and the mother would be upset and the children would be upset. And she said every afternoon we would load up boys that were of boys club age and bring them over here. And she says in the van ride to the club, it would be absolutely quiet in that van. And 3 hours later, I would come back and pick them up, and she said they would be laughing and joking and everybody talking at the same time. And she says we had a name for it, and we called it the Miracle Place.
Being able to expand the programs that are offered here will only help benefit our city and the society in general. I also know of young men who grew up in the Club for Boys who have turned out to be wonderful men, and I can't help but believe that the Club for Boys wasn't a huge influence in that. The money that they are given to work with the boys is used widely. If there are needs for new programs, they'll find a way to get the money to make those programs happen, and anything that they receive will go for the good of the boys.
The Club for Boys, his future is in your present.